pathetic. Now we go over to the Chargers. The
Lord.
Chargers.
The mad idiot himself.
Yeah, the Chargers, first off, they deserve to tie. Maybe just deserve to lose this game straight up. But my problem, you know what? I had hope when they fired Anthony Lynn. I'm like, Anthony Lynn's a terrible head coach. Anybody they replace him with is going to be better.
Right. Should be, right?
And initially,
you would think so.
Initially, I was right. I'm like, you know what? Yes, Brandon Staley is a better coach than Anthony Lynn. Well, now, after this game, I can officially affirm that Brandon Staley is a moron. Brandon Staley is an idiot. Way too aggressive. Makes calls that makes no sense. That shit that you wouldn't even do in Madden that he does. Like last week with the Browns when he punted or when he went for it with 1 minute left on his own 38-yard line. Which, by the way, field goal range for the other team. And by the way, is only up 2 points. Which, if you know what a field goal is, that's 3 points. Terrible call. Almost lost that game. Literally, but this far away from being 2-3.
And it's you're missing your best tackle, and it's a 4th and short. So you'd think you would run it, right?
You would think. And they have this guy named, maybe you've heard of him, Austin Eckler, one of the best running backs in the league. And then this game.
Oh my God.
It was frustrating for me because I want the Chargers to succeed. You know, they're cursed. Historically, they're just cursed. And they had a chance to tie the game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And this is before they ended up actually tying the game. This is like they're down. It's 16 to 13. Beginning of the fourth quarter. They need a field goal to tie the game. And they're in field goal range. But he's like, no, I want a touchdown. It's like, okay, but it's fourth and 4. Kick the fucking field goal and get the points. Get the points. I understand Dustin Hopkins is injured, and we'll get to that in a second. But just kick the points. Get the points. Tie the game, because that changes the strategy moving forward for the rest of the game. Because what you could have done, get in the field goal range at the end of the game, game over, no overtime.
Yeah.
Nope. And then the other thing, Dustin Hopkins. I mean, that was ugly.
Yeah. I mean, sprained MCL. That's not good for your kicker. So that's even more reason for Staley to go for it now. And this game had the best ending because I was watching this game and I'm like, I don't want either of these teams to win. Is there a way they both lose? Can we make that happen? Like, Commissioner Goodell, both of these teams are terrible. Russell Wilson forgot how to play football. He looks like he worked at Walmart. He didn't get that the owner of the team is just the owner of Walmart. He doesn't actually work in Walmart. So, Russ, if you didn't know that, you're actually a professional quarterback. So you're supposed to be playing football to win games, and your job is to score points and move the ball. So there's that. And then Brandon Staley, you summed it up pretty well. But the matchup between him and Nathaniel Hackett, I'm like, my friend was like, so do you still think Nathaniel Hackett or Brandon Staley's the worst coach in the division? I'm like, yeah, I get Nathaniel Hackett's bad, but Justin Herbert's a lot better. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, much better duo. Austin Eckler, yeah, I like that. So I think their offense is much better. So I'm like, I do, because he's wasting more talent. And I'm like, you'll see the difference isn't as big as you think it is. Well, we're seeing that because both these guys are idiots. It was the battle of, how many dumb play calls on offense can we have? I mean, your guy ran into the guy trying to catch the punt. And that's why you lost. It came down to bad coaching and muff punt. There's no reason you should have lost this game. You're up 10-0 where it felt like a field goal was a 21-point lead. And then you were just letting guys run straight up the middle at Russ. Part of it is on Russ because part of your job as the quarterback is to diagnose what the defense is doing and pick up the blitz. Apparently, Russell Wilson's not capable of doing that. But at the same time, can we get some different protections? What are we doing with the offensive line, Nathaniel Hackett? Because there were 3 or 4 times where a guy came running at Russ with no one blocking him. So it's like, was your offensive line the problem for the quarterbacks all those years? I get Drew Lock was horrendous, but at the same time, it's like free running at Russ. And Russ wasn't even picking it up either.
No.
You have to check out of that.
And then as we're talking about the battle of the bad coaches, we're forgetting about the elephant in the room, which was the Chargers' final drive of the fourth quarter, which was screen pass for 1 yard.
Oh my God.
Screen pass for 1 yard. Screen pass for 1 yard. Have 3 timeouts. Have 35 seconds left. And they just decide to run out the clock.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And then, then Justin Herbert turned it over too at the end of the game. It's like Justin Herbert wasn't even trying to win this game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hate the play calling of this team. I think the Chargers, the best case scenario for them, which I think will obviously happen at some point, Brandon Staley gets fired. Brandon Staley gets fired. They replace him with an offensive-minded coach. How about an offensive-minded coach that's proven?
Yeah.
Here's an idea. Maybe not just some young guy that looks like Sean McVay.
Yeah. I feel like the Chargers being the Chargers, you know how they should hire a good offensive coach, but they're going to hear that and be like, oh, so hire Matt Nagy or Eric Bieniemy, and then we can have Eric Bieniemy scream at our players for no reason, or Matt Nagy, just be himself, which is not a good head coach in the NFL, even though I think he's a great coordinator. I love that the Chiefs brought him back, but we've talked about this game too long because both of these teams are terrible. Frankly, NFL primetime, it's been a major disappointment this year. NFL, I looked at the schedule going into it. I get the Broncos were supposed to be world beaters. I get that.
Have not been world beaters.
The Colts were at least supposed to be interesting because you're supposed to have Jonathan Taylor. So I get he wasn't in that game, but I don't know. But Bears Commanders, why was that even on national television? Who did that? And then the Lions didn't get a national television game, but we get Bears Commanders on Thursday night. And then this week on Monday night, we have Bears and Patriots. Like, why are the Bears on back-to-back week primetime?
We all knew the Bears.
And then we had to wait for the Manning cast for 2 weeks in between it. They take a 2-week break and they come back to Bailey Zappi versus Justin Fields. Oh my God.